You might have heard there was a big group involved for making lots of fraud through calls, like bank, right? Jamtara scams. Now we have heard somewhere in Haryana also some villages they are doing in that case and all, right? Most sophisticated now they are using AI as well, where it will look like on the video call you are there, right? And you are telling because your voice and of the other things they have manipulated and done, right? That is there. But the thing is how they get the first level of data. That's the point, right? It comes from BPOs, it comes from lots of other places where the data was there and it has been shared. Now you have to understand, like the organization level also, they have to forcefully make sure that those things should not happen. The Gmail, Outlook and all, they are not giving you a secure email system. They are giving you email system. They are that was their first priority. On the top of that, they are trying to make some security aspect. But those are first you have built something and then you are putting a patch on that to make it secure. You just imagine from that perspective, like those organizations, right, who are mostly regulatory, highly regulated industries or compliance oriented, like healthcare, because they are dealing with lots of sensitive information data, right? Banks, or your all BFSI, right? Suppose you are getting in Gmail your personal bank account statement,
Yes.
right? Is it not vulnerable? Right? If you are getting through bank on your WhatsApp,
Even I get OTPs through bank email,
right?
Registered email.
Right. Now that is vulnerable. If your accounts are getting compromised, that is gone. And I will tell you what they do is they just send you a file with the password protected, and they will tell the steps also how to open that password. And whatever information is required for to open that password will be in some of the emails in your email system.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So we are living in the world of AI. If your email is compromised, everything will get extracted. It will be just like this, right? And 6 months back I got an email from Gmail that this till this time, right, whatever the period they have given, you have sent so many external emails, you have sent so many these documents which is quite confidential, like your bank details, your this, your that, and many things he has told. And please look at whether it is all are fine or not.
Okay.
Right? That is good. When you will see that mail, you will find, okay, yes, it's good. Like I got all those reminders. They are concerned about my security and all. But that immediately I got another thought in my mind. How come they are reading my email?
How did they know? How did they know that it is sensitive?
Because in their server. Right? If you are doing anything on your chat or your collaboration in MS Teams, right? It is in their server. If you are doing in Slack, it is in their server. If you are doing in WhatsApp, they will say that we are not storing any information in our server. But just imagine, you have sent a message to me, I am offline. What will happen? Where it will be?
It will be in cloud. Like
which cloud? Their cloud.
Facebook's,
Their server. Their server. And Meta is making money only from data. You cannot think like, okay, my data is like a confidential or something.
Today we're going to talk with Vinay Krishna. Vinay Krishna is founder and CEO of LedgerFi Technologies. LedgerFi is a Web3 communication tool based on blockchain technology. Today we will be discussing about data security, communication security, encrypted messages, how vulnerable modern communication tools like Gmail and WhatsApp. Vinay Krishna is a software architect and have done consultancy to major tech giants. He is an active guest faculty for major tech institutions like BITS Pilani, Manipal University, and so on.
Hey, hi Vinay.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Thanks for participating in this podcast.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Vinay. Before we start more about the business talks, I want to know about your personal side. Please introduce about your personal achievement, like how did you start your career and so on. Yeah.
Sure. So I'm Vinay Krishna. I'm technocrat, you can say, or I'm a technology oriented person. My entire background is on that side. I have worked with the multiple different technologies based upon the time how it has evolved also. So in 2000 I have started like a programmer in a company, right? And later I started getting into the different kind of roles where I was working with some of the startups. Those days, though, that word was not coined. It was like a small companies, right? Then I have also worked with the product companies, services companies with the different roles like a tech lead or architect or heading that one product completely on healthcare company also. And later I moved to like a more on the technical consulting side where I was helping large scale digital transformation at various different product companies, right, on that side. And after that I started my own startup, you can say, right? One is Pingala Software, which is mostly on the services side and a bit on the product side also, and giving lots of digital transformation consulting. Apart from that, yes, 2 years back, I have started a company which is completely focusing on the blockchain and that kind of Web3 product called as LedgerFi. And
LedgerFi.
yes,
LED.
GER, LedgerFi.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is based on India and UAE. Both we have offices, both the places, and we are envisioning there to build an ecosystem of secure communication services based on blockchain and Web3.
Before LedgerFi, what was your achievement or any key milestones in your career? You worked for company as a senior software developer, and you said you worked as a software architect. So a little bit more about that.
So I will tell you, like I have always taken a challenge in terms of like how that industry evolved, right? So when we have started that time, applications when it is coming like a desktop based, that was like a big thing, right? Then web movement has come like .com, right? So that time we have built lots of applications. One of the applications which we have built named as like for a cargo industry, right? And that time when we have built that product, there were 2 or 3 competitors in the market which were on the DOS based or something on the black screen, you can say, right? Which was quite popular. And with a small team we have built that application, and once that has come to the market, there were no competitors after that. We were the like that product was having a monopoly in that case, right?
Which company?
We have worked with a small I told you, like a company called as like a
Sorry?
Fred Look.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, yes, there were multiple things that I was doing it with the services company, right? I have worked with the Nagaro, which is like a NCR based company, right? Having a presence in the US and all. Worked for a like a client for quite a long time, Pfizer, from the like a pharmaceutical industry, right?
Pfizer. Yeah, pharmaceutical.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Then moved to Bangalore, where I was working for Dendrite, which has been acquired by Cegedim, which later has been acquired by IMS Health. Then Quintile, now it is called as IQVIA. And yes, there I was heading one of the product completely for multiple pharmaceutical companies which were using that product.
What kind of, is it even that's a communication tool?
No, that was not communication tool. That is for the different industry, like a pharmaceutical industry, helping them on their like you can say like their reps, right? Medical reps will be there, doctors, hospitals, and all, right? So in that case, one of the product which I was working on mostly on the claims processing. So you are having a health insurance and all, right? So that is getting processed and all. So based upon that, application was. Then I have moved from there as a tech consulting, right, where I was helping one of the European bank, investment bank, Societe Generale, right, on their digital transformation, right. I was one of the technical consultant there. It was like a large scale of transformation, right, quite big. I was part of that for 1.5 years. Then I moved to another like a consulting which is for the Cisco, like a video technology, like whatever you are seeing as a setup box, right, on that technology. There also that role was on the technical consulting mostly. Then I moved to Cisco, another one like a security products, right? So there also
Cybersecurity.
it was they have lots of security products for their web or network firewall and all, right? So there also I was part of that digital transformation there.
Okay.
Right, so that way it was
That's
going
your
on.
professional. Nice.
Yes.
Now I want to go much deeper, like your childhood, your education, or where are you from? A bit more about yourself and your hobbies and interests.
Yeah, so I'm from Jharkhand,
Mm-hmm.
a small town Dhanbad.
Dhanbad.
Right, I have grown there, done my schooling, college there, and later I moved to Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
and from there I have done my postgraduate diploma in computer application,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it has started with my computer side, that my inclination.
Did you do engineering or
No,
different
no.
branch?
I have done after my graduation in physics honors. I have done the postgraduate diploma.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not from the typical engineering side.
Direct engineering background,
No.
but you have done MCA.
Yeah.
MC, Masters
Yes.
in Computer
Yes.
Application. Okay, interesting.
Then later I have done my MS from Manipal University, and I have also done my MBA from Symbiosis. Right, that was executive MBA.
Okay.
I was doing my PhD on software architecture, right, and it is like almost I was about to submit my thesis and all, but somehow my guide has passed away, so I was not able to submit that. It's still it's due, right? But yeah, that's how. And in that context, I have presented my research paper at multiple journals, international conferences. One of the conference I would like to mention here is Saturn by Software Engineering Institute in Florida, where in my track I have presented on software architecture, and NASA scientists and other big guys were presenting there. So I got chance from India to present there.
So you went to
Yeah,
US?
yeah.
Okay, you went from India to
Yes,
US to present your
yes.
paper. So what was your presentation on?
That was on software architecture. That research what I was doing in based on that, whatever finding was there, I have presented.
Okay. So you were a software consultant, you were a software engineer. Now you started your own firm, ID firm, and that too on Web3.
Yes.
And you have been working for the past 2 decades, I assume,
Yeah.
as a engineer in the computer field science. So what have you seen? What is that one thing which is common throughout your 20-year journey as a computer engineer or software developer?
Looking at the problems surrounding you and see that what solution can be evolved with the technology that we have around us. I can give you multiple example. Like I have got my first computer not through my parents has given me money and I have bought it. I was not having that luxury. So what I was doing is I was working at one company, and like a weekend side, usually that time it was a 6 days a week. So night Saturday I will be working for another place, right? Whole night I will do something on that side. One of my senior company has given me some work there. I was doing that, and I was not doing because of money, because they have not told me that they will give money, but I was doing it because I was feeling like I can learn something new. And at the end, what they have done, they told that, okay, what do you want? You want some money or you want some, or you tell me. Then I told that I need a second-hand desktop because I was not having that at my home.
Which year was this?
It was in 2000.
2000.
Yeah. So they have given me one P2 Pentium 2 right machine, which was old. Somehow it was assembled, right? Where that floppy drive will not work, CD drive will not work. Floppy drive will work somehow, right? CD drive will not work. And one of my relative, my sister's son, he was also studying in some like DU there, and he was always complaining, your system sucks because it does not have anything like I can install the game. And game was never influenced me. I was never finding it right. Never ever. I will build that game, but I will not go and play that, right? So what I have done is I have built some small games for him so that he can be able to do that.
Kind of game?
It was just like suppose there is a small screen and you can do some bet there, and based upon that it will give you some kind of points, and you will be able to, there will be multiple levels will be there. Then that those days, if you remember, I don't know whether you know that Winamp was there, which
Yeah,
was like,
Winamp.
right. So installation that was not possible in my system because it was not supporting, and I was not having that floppy or CD that will carry that installation and all, right. So something was difficult, and that those days Windows Media Player will run one song at one time. And then you have to go, you cannot have that entire playlist.
Yes.
The Winamp was one where you can have that entire playlist.
Exactly.
Right. So I have created my own Winamp, Vinamp, for my that person, right. I told that this is mine, you can use it, because I have built in the same system, right. I have built that, and he can use that, and all the songs are there, and he can just create the list and whatever he wants, right. So it was very small gimmick thing, right, that I have done. Same way, when I started evolving myself, I was always looking into what is there. So one case I will tell you, like when my wife was carrying, I was finding lots of difficulties in terms of having lots of data, which I have to just go and tell whenever we will meet the doctors and all. So I have created one mobile app that time, EG 9 months, which has been downloaded by almost like 120 countries. Those days, right? And it was a small thing. It's not
mobile app.
Mobile app. I have built.
You launched it on Play Store?
I have done that in that time that Windows Phone were also coming up, right?
Okay.
So on the Windows and later Android. But I have got almost like a 4.5 or some rating, right? That was the rating I was getting. It lots of installs, lots of things. I presented that in one CMH hospital, right? In front of all the gynos, that how that app works, because they have invited me for one of their monthly meet, right? When my daughter started growing, right?
Sorry, this was which year again?
That was in 2000, if I'm not wrong, 8, 9.
8, 9. You made an app for pregnancy checks.
Yes. Right. Then once my daughter started growing, she was always coming to my place and try to put something on the laptop with her finger, right? So what I have done, I have created one small application. Whenever she will, suppose in the keyboard, if she has pressed A, right? So then that Apple will come, right? The picture of Apple will come, and her mother voice will be there, A for Apple. And she will be mesmerized, like from where mother is talking, right? Then if she will push that B, then it will come like a B for ball, and that mother voice. And that I have written just in a 3 lines of code.
Okay.
The entire thing was just a 3 lines of code. Right. So yes, then one place I have got to know from one of my friend, like in Maharashtra, they were trying to government, usually all the places, they try to collect the information from the kids, whether they are malnourished or what the situation is. So you might have heard about Anganwadi, right? So Anganwadi worker, ASA worker will go door to door, and they will try to collect the information, like what kids gender, height, weight, or height or length, based upon what months they are in, right? And based upon that data, they will collect, they will send it to the central headquarter, and from there they will run a WHO formula to find out the Z index, which will again translate like whether the child is severely malnourished or acute malnourished, or what the situation is, right? SAM, MAM, and all those things will get calculated. But the whole process will take 6 to 8 months. If it is severely malnourished, after 8 months you are able to know whether that kids has survived or not. You never know. So they were collecting that, and they were trying to put into the like a formula and all. It was not giving the right result. So somehow, with some connection, they reached out to me. I have just built one small Excel, I have written in that VBA program on there, and it was giving them. So then they told that what extra we can do. So I have created a desktop application where all the Excel files will get pulled at one place, and it will get the data, and they will give the result in just like they have not to do anything manually. Then later I have built one mobile application, right, which will be used by the ASA worker whenever they will go any place, right? They can be able to get the data. But those days that net was not so good. in India, right? That connectivity was not so good because Geo and all those things were not there. I am talking about 2010 or 11 time. So I have given one provision like offline they can keep storing the data, and once they are coming to a place where their network is there, they can just push it to the server, and then immediately they will get the report, and all the concerned person will get SMS. Right, this kid, this is what the situation is. So they can take an action, whatever is required. Right, that was called as EG person. So what I was trying to tell here is, I'm finding that nothing is changed. Problem is always there. Technology is evolving, and we have to see that how we can use the technology to solve that problem.
Interesting. So you actually applied your technical knowledge in your personal life and your the issues you come across in your life and try to fix it with technology.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you think the current engineering generation, the freshers who enter the industry, do you think they have the same approach?
Not everyone, but yes, there are lots of. If you look at right now also, there are very young minds are there, brilliant guys are there. At the college stage only they start building applications nowadays.
Yes. No, the reason I'm not doubting the talent or the skill of the current generation.
But not everyone.
Because,
not everyone. I completely agree. Not everyone. And earlier also it was the same thing.
Yes.
When I will tell you, when I was not having my my place that desktop computer, whatever, right, at my home, what I was doing is those days, NIIT has started one program, NIIT Drone. So what it will do, you can enroll to their labs. You can go and you can use their labs free. They will not teach you anything. You can go and you can use those systems, right? It will have all the softwares. You do that, and they will give you, and suppose you have paid 800 rupees, right? So they will give you coupon, gold coupon, silver and bronze. If you will use, suppose evening 9 to morning 6, your only 2 bronze will work. But if you are taking in the peak time, your gold coupon will get wasted, right? So what I was doing is I was always going on the evening so that I can be able to use minimum, so that it will go for a longer period of time, right? I will be able to use. When I was going there, the entire lab, right? I was there, one of my friend will be there, and rest lots of, it's a big lab. And everybody will be either playing games or they will be watching something else, nonsense things. And even there won't be lab technician will be there. He will be knowing that everybody is misusing. If I will get stuck, that time I was learning cell programming on my own. So when I will stuck, I will go and I will just talk to that guy. He will feel very happy because he is getting utilized for the right work, right? He will come and he will help me, and he will be very supportive in that case. But my point here is, if you look at that big lab where almost like 100 people are there, there are very few people who are actually using that facilities for the right purpose.
Okay. So that was my question.
So that was all earlier also, and now also it's the same thing.
Exactly, because now I think it's I believe personally, because we have a lot of access to internet, we have a lot of access to technology like smartphone.
Yes.
Back then your PC, right? What was this? Its RAM hardly not even a GB. Now the smartphone have 16, 10 to 12 GB of RAM and hard drive space of 500 to 1000 GB. Like it amplified. Everyone have access to internet, the infrastructure. Are we building anything? Like because you built, because you had a requirement. You said you didn't had the media player, so you made your own Win player, right? And because you want to play all the songs on a playlist, and you want to teach your child because she was curious, she's fiddling with the laptop, so you want to teach the child. Nowadays, either they don't give the laptop or they play Cocomelon or any video, like a child cartoon video, they give it to the child so that they are occupied. But real life solutions, what do you think the current generation need to fix things or use this technology for better? What do you think?
Yeah, so first of all, they have to understand like technology is not just for the fun, right? Technology is a serious thing if you are not using it in the right way, right? So that we need to understand, and that we need to understand from the beginning. Usually what happens, as a kid, if I ask my parent that I need mobile, at our time they were asking about that desktop. As a parent, we were feeling like maybe it will help him or her on their education. So we will always trying to support them, right? But we have to also look at like whether they are using it for the right purpose or not. And another thing is, I have also seen another part of thing which I have not touched so far. I'm also passionate on the teaching side. So I was a like a guest faculty for Manipal University. I was teaching their MSc students also. I have done MS and I was teaching also to the MSc students on weekend, right? I was taking the classes as well. I was also guest faculty at BITS Pilani, right? I have given lots of lectures. Still, I'm going the colleges who invites me. Within Bangalore, I have done lots of places, right? All big institutions surrounding also. One thing what I find, like students are also not able to get the good faculties, because students are curious. They want to know what is going recent technologies, right? And they need that kind of explanation and answers. I'm sorry to say, but yes, you will find like I'm not talking about the top colleges, but you will find the colleges where the faculties are getting because they have not got a good job, or they found like it's difficult for them to survive on that side, corporate side or something. So you have chosen that not for your passion. So you will not be able to explain that in that way what actually the students are looking for. And I will tell you that new generation are very smart, over smart. So we have to actually tackle them in that way. Just imagine like their assignments are there, their projects are there. If we are giving them that right kind of thought from the beginning, people will be able to use. Apart from that, yes, of course, there will be some percentage who will not be able to cope up with that. But yes, of course, we have to live with that maximum people where we can be able to groom them into the right way. And last but not least, people comes on this particular field for one reason, that the package will be better than other stream, or even the other stream people also comes here because there is a scarcity of good people and whatever, right? That because of that.
For teaching as a
Not
professor?
teaching. I'm talking about as an engineers, right? Or as a IT professionals, software professionals, right? So I am not saying that is not important. That is always there. But if you will focus on that, like innovations, right? All the things will always complement. It will always come with you, right? So yeah, those are some of the things which is not there. And I'm not saying that right now it's have degraded or something. It was earlier also. Right now I'm seeing that there are lots of opportunities at the college time only, because people are coming for hackathon. In our days it was not there. We're building on our own and we were keeping it at ourselves. Now, right now, there are lots of forums and platforms are there for startups, this, that, right? You can easily, if you have that thing, you can be able to showcase.
Maybe you make a template of a mobile app, like let's say a dating app. You sell it on Fiverr or Upwork.
Yes.
There are 100 people ready to buy.
Yes.
Even if you quote a project for, if you're ready to give your source code for 50,000. So imagine if 100 people buy it.
Yes.
By the time you graduate, you're a millionaire.
And I will tell you, right now I'm able to see lots of colleges where some of the students are, during their college time only, they are doing something. They have set up some of the startup kind of, or some applications they have developed, which is they are able to monetize as well. That is very cool.
Students are doing this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now coming back to the thing, what we are discussing right now, students have the technology, they have the motivation to do it, to make money, to be successful, and they are utilizing these opportunities and platforms for their benefit. Are we making, are they curious to make a global product?
So I will tell you, they are trying to make it. When we are talking about global product, uh, it starts with like at our region, right? The acceptance we start with, because that's how we start feeling like, okay, I'm getting that product is getting validated, or maybe the outside also. It happens in that way as well, right? But the issue or challenge is when you have to scale that. When you have to scale, it's not just the product, it's multiple other factors. Like suppose when you have just built a small thing which has been started using by almost like 100 people, right? It's okay because you still able to manage them and all. When you have to scale, right, when it's going to used by the multiple countries and they are using it, right, you know that it's impacting their life, right, whether it's enterprise level or individual level. Then you have to do multiple things. That means you have to keep coming up with the new features because the technology is evolving, right, and the demand is also growing. In that case, you have to understand what market needs. For that, you need to have a good market research. You have to have the good support, right, operations, right. So there are multiple factors starts which as a small scale you have not to worry about. And for all those things you need a good money, right. Then we start looking into like whether it will be fundraised, whether it will be some other factors, right. And I have seen, that's my personal opinion, right, that when we start looking into the fundraise, we get into a trap of, well, like what is the value of what is your product, value not from the usage perspective, but right, based upon that only you will be able to get the fund.
Based on the returns.
Yes.
ROI.
Yes. And ROI, how it will get calculated based upon transactions or based upon your monetization, right? If you look at, and then you will start getting more dependent on the funds rather than making the revenue coming from your product. When you start getting into that trap, it's unfortunate, like in India, we are not having a very good investors ecosystem comparing to US and other places. And our dependency goes more on that side. If we are not getting that, they will stop giving the fund, or maybe anything they will try to pull out. You will start finding that we are getting collapsed. You will see that here also in Indian startup system, right? Either they are in a huge loss,
95% of startup fail,
right, or they started focusing on the revenue side. So you will see that they are charging now more to the customer, which the Indian customers are not used to with.
So example like Baiju.
You can take Baiju, or I will tell you, like even go for the commodities based, like a big basket is there, or maybe the milk basket is there, or you can just look at like a Dunzo, right. So what they were earlier focusing on, getting more customers, more users, then your transactions will be high. Now they are asking that you have to be profitable. So what they have to do is, they have to, earlier whatever they were giving as a free or very less cost from the market, they have to start increasing that cost, or the delivery charges, right, where earlier it was a free delivery, suppose. And now all of a sudden you will say that, okay, somebody charging you 50 rupees, 20 rupees, you will feel like annoyed because you never did that. You were not only getting free delivery, on the top you were getting 50% discount also, right. But that thing cannot go for a long time, right. And that is where with this bear market, right, at this moment, right, all the investors, they are also having some strict things on their policies or their other things, right. They are forced to change their behavior, all these startups. And that is where they started finding like, okay, they are making loss, how they can show them that it's going to be profitable, right. So that is something where at Indian startup side, we are struggling, and lots of dependency on the outside investors.
Okay.
Right, that is also creating a challenge and issues. But what I am also seeing it like internal ecosystem, we have started building quite late, and with the investors and other things at the country level also, it's a journey, right? So it started evolving. At some point of time it will get stabilized, and that will be the case. But coming back to your question, like, it's not like we are not focusing on building a global product, right?
Yeah.
We are doing it, like,
Yes.
just take an example,
Zoho.
It's a global product, right?
Yeah, it's a B2B global product, but it's a Zoho have grown massively.
Yes.
Actually, recently, with a different guest I was discussing, I have no doubt in SaaS products. India, even the guest said, India is a capital of SaaS. It's a world capital. It's becoming world capital of SaaS product. But I was curious to know about consumer product. I will definitely come to that, because your startup, your company is focusing on consumer products as well, right? Global consumer technological product. I want to talk about LedgerFi. Now let's go to LedgerFi.
Yeah. So as I told you in the beginning, like LedgerFi, we are envisioning to build a ecosystem of secure communication services based upon blockchain and Web3, you can say. And we have started 2 years back with Ledger Mail, which is a secure, decentralized email system. And at that time it was world's first, right? We have got a good attraction also. And at the individual side, as I told you, like, we have almost 750k users across the globe, right? You can compare it with the Gmail, but I would say that comparing with Gmail will not be so good because of one reason. The Gmail, Outlook and all, they are not giving you a secure email system. They are giving you email system. That was their first priority. On the top of that, they are trying to make some security aspect. But those are first you have built something and then you are putting a patch on that to make it secure. Then another thing is like if you have to compare it, there are multiple secure email systems. One of them very popular is Proton Mail, right? So that kind of email system can get compared, but still we are far from them because of one reason. We are not using any traditional email protocols like SMTP, TLS and all, or IMAP and all, because those are vulnerable by nature. When they have built, it was good at that moment. That has been built early 90s, last upgraded in 2008, and after that technology has evolved, but they have not. And that is the reason we are finding so many easy email attacks, phishing, spoofing and all those things. I can send an email to your colleague by showcasing myself that it's you. It is possible, right? We are getting that kind of mail, right? So that means that those protocols are not so good. They are not good in terms of security side. So what we have to do is, yes, of course, we have to go to the alternate, and that is where we are coming up with this, which is giving you end-to-end secured communication. So that means your messages, your files, all those things will be always encrypted, and not at the organization level. That means not at the ledger mail level. It will be at your each individual level. So the keys will get generated based upon that, private keys. In case of individual, it is non-custodian wallet, so user will be having those private keys to open that and see that, right? So that way there are lots of benefits in that case. The second part, which we have recently 2 months back we have done, that is Ledger Chat, but at this moment it is not for open for individual, it is just for enterprise. So Ledger Chat for enterprise.
Is it like Slack?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay.
It is similar to Slack, it is similar to MS Teams chat or Google Chat for business, or you can say like even WhatsApp business is also there, right? We do that. Just I would like to tell you, like, all these, like Slack, by default they will never encrypt your messages. It will go to their server. right? It will be in their server, and it will not be encrypted unless you are going for a enterprise version, and there also that keys will be at the enterprise level, right? And another thing is like, you just imagine from that perspective, like those organizations, right, who are mostly regulatory, highly regulated industries or compliance oriented, like healthcare, because they are dealing with lots of sensitive information data, right? Banks, or your all BFSI, right? Suppose you are getting in Gmail your personal bank account statement,
Yes.
right? Is it not vulnerable? Right? If you are getting through bank on your WhatsApp,
Even I get OTPs through bank email,
right?
The registered email.
Right. Now that is vulnerable. If your accounts are getting compromised, that is gone. And I will tell you what they do is they just send you a file with the password protected, and they will tell the steps also how to open that password. And whatever information is required for to open that password will be in some of the emails in your email system.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So we are living in the world of AI. If your email is compromised, everything will get extracted. It will be just like this, right? And we always feel like we are secure.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's password protected, two-factor authentication.
Yes. Suppose a business is asking you to send me your Aadhaar. Right. What do you do? Send me through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You will send through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Right. It is not vulnerable. It is. Now, so those sectors, and another thing is government. When government is having some
GST,
communication,
filing,
whatever communication they are having internal also, suppose those are sensitive information. You just imagine like security agencies, right? What communication channel they use? If they are using WhatsApp, if they are using Telegram, if they are using Microsoft Teams also, right? Those are not secure communication system, not at all. Not at all. You know, in government they actually not having those mail servers. They will be having their own mail servers to make sure that their emails are secured, right? But what about the messaging? It's completely they are dependent on those.
WhatsApp.
Yes, unofficially I have discussed lots of places. Right now we are in the discussion with many big government in India, on implementation of Ledger Chat at that place.
Okay, you're proposing Ledger Chat to government officials.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, at the government departments, not the official departments.
Like Ministry of Home Affairs, like a Ministry of Defense.
Yes, why not? The police department, like CBI, any security agencies, or any kind of like a government departments itself.
So
Right.
where do all these data stored? It's not in
So what happens in case of Ledger Chat for enterprise? It is completely on-premise solution. So the solutions will be on their servers.
Means my server.
Yes, your server.
So my server could be AWS, right?
Your server could be AWS.
Yeah.
But it's your AWS. I am not able to touch that. As a service provider, I cannot touch that. Right? Now I will tell you what is the difference here. Recently, we for our business account, right, we use Gmail. Gmail business account that gives that my company email and all that.
Domain @LedgerFi.com. Yeah.
And 6 months back, I got an email from Gmail that till this time, right, whatever the period they have given, you have sent so many external emails. You have sent so many these documents, which is quite confidential, like your bank details, your this, your that, and many things he has told. And please look at whether it is all are fine or not.
Okay.
Right? That is good. When you will see that mail, you will find, okay, yes, it's good. Like I got all those reminders. They are concerned about my security and all. But that immediately I got another thought in my mind. How come they are reading my email?
How did they know? How did they know that it is sensitive?
Because in their server. Right? If you are doing anything on your chat or your collaboration in MS Teams, right? It is in their server. If you are doing in Slack, it is in their server. If you are doing in WhatsApp, they will say that we are not storing any information in our server. But just imagine, you have sent a message to me, I am offline. What will happen? Where it will be?
It will be in cloud, like
Which cloud? Their cloud.
Facebook,
Their server.
Meta's cloud.
Their server. And Meta is
Facebook.
making money only from data. You cannot think like, okay, my data is like a confidential or something. So first of all, that's a big difference. When we are saying that it's in your enterprise, yes, of course, it may be in AWS, Azure, wherever you want to put, or your own data servers. Like government will have their own data centers. Big entities will be having their own data centers. You can do that there, right? Wherever you want. But that is in your control, first of all.
Yes.
Right. The another thing is, in our case, the data, whether it is in transition or it is in server, it is fully encrypted.
Okay, how? Because you said, I understood, LedgerFi will not be able to access my server. My messages will be encrypted, or it will be stored in my server. And my server, because I don't have a physical server as an individual, it should be either of the cloud, like AWS, Azure, or whatever the service I'm using.
Right.
Isn't that also vulnerable? Because AWS belongs to
AWS,
Amazon.
Yes, of course, 100%.
Azure belongs to Microsoft.
So first thing was like we are not as a service provider. We know in and out. We are not having that access to that. That is one thing.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now the second part is, what will happen if Amazon or like whichever cloud you are using, right, is getting compromised, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was coming to that point only. So whenever you are sending, suppose your email or your messaging, right? I will just right now stick with one example, like a ledger chat. Whenever you are going to send any message, right? What happens? Suppose you are going to send me a message, right? And whenever both of us got created or onboarded to that system, because it's an enterprise, right? So admin will be whenever we have joined or whenever that application has been taken care, all the employees will get created into that particular application also, right? That time for each user, there will be a pair of keys will get generated. Not directly pair of keys, but it will be through mnemonic, you can say, which is based upon AES 256, which is at the highest level of secured algorithm. And why I'm saying that highest level of, because if you want to crack one key, it requires 4 supercomputer, 20 years.
20 years.
With 4 supercomputers. Then only you will be able to crack one key. Right? Okay, so it is used that AES 256 and that mnemonic will be there, and based upon that the key pair will get generated. One will be public, one will be private. So when you are sending me message, it will get encrypted with that my public key. So while it's in transition, it will be not the message that you are sending it to me. It will be encrypted message, right? And there will be 2 level of encryption, right? One will be with mine and one will be at the organization. Now you just imagine, like when it is just a garbage value. When it is going to the server, that time also it will be encrypted, only stored there. When I am taking that message, when it is coming to my device, right, that time it will be used my private keys to open that into my device, not server. So now if the server is also getting compromised, it's a garbage value. And it's not like a one key you will crack and you will be able to get. Each people will be having a different keys. There is no chance that you will be able to. So you just imagine each data row is having a encrypted values, which is like a different keys. You got my point?
Yeah.
So that way it is highly secured. Even the files, and now coming back, like suppose in my system, I have just downloaded that. Then what will happen? It will be like a plain text, or it will be like a plain files, right? No, it's not. It will be in my storage, local storage, device storage also, it will be encrypted. Only when I am opening my Ledger chat application, then only it will be getting decrypted there when I am clicking on any of the things, right? And to open the Ledger chat, you need a biometric.
Okay, I have one more question. Yeah. I have Ledger chat in my phone. I open Ledger chat, and for some reason I've installed a TikTok, and I've given permission to TikTok to run over other apps, because there are some application asks the permission to run over other apps, right? Why can they
Of course, it feels secure.
I
It sounds secure.
I will tell
But
you.
there are other apps can running over.
Very good question. I'm glad that you have asked that.
Mhm.
You know what kind of security it is having.
Mhm.
Ledger chat screen,
Mhm.
right? If you are trying to access through any other third-party app,
Mhm.
it will come as a black screen.
Okay.
If you will try to take a screenshot of any of your Ledger chat,
Mhm.
it will come as a it will not allow you. Not come. It will not allow you to take the screenshot.
Mhm.
The another thing is like suppose you are opening any files,
Mhm.
right? Now files when you try to open from Ledger chat, it is decrypted,
Mhm.
and suppose it's a PDF, so it will ask for PDF reader third party and it will open,
Mhm.
right? And then once it is open into third party applications, control is with them,
Yes.
right? But in case of Ledger chat, you cannot open through any third party app. It will be only opened within Ledger chat.
Oh, Ledger Chat comes with all PDF reader,
Yes,
media players.
media player, everything, right? And only with them only you cannot do a share and anything, nothing. You cannot do a copy paste outside.
Mhm.
You can do outside copy paste here.
Okay, means I cannot copy the text and forward it on WhatsApp.
Not possible.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So there are lots of I can just tell you many security features which is like we are way beyond or ahead of any of the secure messaging applications in the world.
Mhm. Okay, got it.
Right.
So that's how secure LedgerFi is.
Yes.
My next question. You're offering LedgerFi email service for public, right? Like I can download LedgerFi email or install LedgerFi email and I can start using it, right? I can use LedgerFi email as my primary email.
Yes, individually you can.
Yes. Why I can't use LedgerFi chat support? Like if it's so secure, why don't I use it for WhatsApp?
So that will come, but it's not, because 2 months back only we have just come up with this enterprise all the solutions. We are still working on for the individual also, but before that we started looking into that what is the feedback and other things we can get from the enterprises, how we can help them to have the more secure communication, because we felt at least at their level that is very much required. Because suppose your bank is asking you to send any information, documents, or when they are sending it, and if they are using WhatsApp, that is like a very vulnerable situation, right? But when they will tell you that, okay, can you just send it through Ledger chat, right? And I will give you that access to our Ledger chat, which is used for that, suppose XYG bank, right? So Ledger chat XYG, something on that line. So you will feel more comfortable that, okay, fine, my data will be secure there. When I am sending it, it cannot be misused, right? Even creating group or whatever, right? That is through admin only it can be done in case of enterprise level, right? It cannot be done by within employee. They have created their own group and they are doing some chit chat, other things. No, there is a very strong audit features there. There is very strong key management features are there, which is not there at all anywhere, any of those messaging applications.
So who is this admin? This
admin will be that within that organization where it's getting implemented, right? It could be like their HR people or their admin or whoever that is just a role, but whom you want to have that kind of features available. You can do that. You can have multiple. You can have like a role based also. You can have like a hierarchy as well, whatever you want, right?
So Ledger Chat cannot have any role in peeking or sneaking into any of these activities.
No.
You can't even see the number of users.
No.
Like any.
So what happens in that case? We cannot see that number of users, but suppose you have taken that Ledger Chat in your enterprise. So it will give you like, okay, how many licenses you want. So suppose 100, right? So you have got that 100 licenses. Now at that time, whenever you are creating a new user there or onboarding anyone, it will just check like whether 100 has exceeded or how many active users you have. Because you can do an inactive and active based upon that thing, right? If it is exceeding, it will not allow you. So that time you have to just come back to us and say that, okay, we need more licenses. Right, that's it.
Okay, got it. Interesting. So you're talking about very high level of security, which most of us don't
understand it is there. Maybe we know it is there, but we are sure that yeah, some hacker
We
could
take it very
crack.
very lightly, I will tell you.
Yes.
When the security comes, right? And especially in India, if my I went for a Xerox and that guy is saying that okay, or taking printout outside, and he's saying that send me in my WhatsApp your Aadhaar, and we are without having anything, we are just sending it, right? And he just take a print and he will give back, and we will never look at like whether I can delete that or not. Now that feature is there, like a delete for everyone, and you can delete it for them also. But he has downloaded, man.
What if he downloads to his phone?
Yeah, he in his system, right? He might have downloaded that in his computer itself, right? What you will do that? So we are very careless person in that case, right? And that's the reason if you look at we are getting every now and then targeted by all the phishing site, right? It's very easy to trap us.
Okay.
But at the same time, I will tell you now, I don't know whether you know or not, the very strong DPDPB Act has come, like a digital personal data protection bill has been passed this monsoon session. That the bill was getting discussed past almost like 2 years or something, right? Many years back. And then 2020, then 21, then 22. Now this time it has been passed from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And the president is going to just make his agreement on that, and it's going to come as an act. So that DPDPA is going to come first time in India to protect the personal information, individuals' data.
Okay.
And that will come for all the enterprises who are collecting the individuals' data for any purpose. And they will be just using it for that purpose only. They have to make sure. They have to make sure that it has not been misused. And it should be there only for that period of time till the time they are going to require that. After that, it's their responsibility to make it protected, deleted, whatever is required. Otherwise, you will not believe the fine is up to 250 CR for one violation.
One violation.
Yes.
Like, let's say if Google misuse my email data, so
they have to take your consent. If they have not taken the consent, and if it has been caught that okay, they have done something wrong, they will get fined. And not only Google, I'm talking about even in the Indian company also. You are going to mall and they are asking, fill it this.
Exactly.
You are giving it.
Yes.
And they are putting into their system. Next day you are keep getting lots of unnecessary SMS.
Because
not only from that mall, from so many places.
Not just even mall. Even if I have to go to a restaurant, by the time I pay the bill, they're asking phone numbers. Please provide the phone number.
Your DOB.
Yeah.
Your lots of personal information which is not required. Why? Right? Or if they are asking for that, they have to take your consent. It should not come as a mandatory, right? So I will not say that. I'm not going to tell like okay, the act has come and immediately problem will get solved.
Yes.
But we are in that direction where we are started looking into that personal data protection.
Okay. It's good that we have such thing. For example, in Europe, there's something called GDPR.
GDPR is there.
GDPR
Yes.
data protection system is already there, which is globally renowned. Even in US, they have their own data protection things. So my question is, you're saying it requires a consent. It's so easy for big companies. All they just gonna put privacy and policy, make an accept option. Most of us gonna just accept it because we want to proceed with the application for our daily task. Maybe a pop-up might come on my screen. Please give permission or accept this updated legal terms. So I'm just gonna accept it. Most of us are just gonna do that. And there is already enough damage happen, and it's happening. How do we stop the damage now?
So I will tell you, there were multiple other aspects also, not only from the company side. One is like company is doing. Another one is within the company also, as an employee, I am also going to misuse that data. You know, you might have heard like there was a big group involved for making lots of fraud through calls, like bank, right? Jamtara scams. Now we have heard like somewhere in Haryana also some villages they are doing in that case and all, right? Most sophisticated now they are using AI as well, where it will look like on the video call you are there, right? And you are telling because your voice and of the other things they have manipulated and done, right? That is there. But the thing is how they get the first level of data. That's the point, right? It comes from BPOs, it comes from lots of other places where the data was there and it has been shared. Now you have to understand like the organization level also, they have to forcefully make sure that those things should not happen, because now there is a fine. It's not like somebody will go and do a case file and all those things. There is a fine, right? There is a lots of other things which is there, and people should be able to know very soon, because it will get people will get awareness program will be there, multiple things will be there, right, on that side. So yes, it will be another kind of pressure, like how we are looking at right now GDPR. Yeah, similar to that as well. Here as well, it will be there. The another thing is, yes, of course, they can just get the consent, but consent cannot be like I can use it for any other purpose. Consent would be for our own purpose, right? So something they have to tweak on that also, because that will also come under certain legal and other things. There is a good amount of document there, or detailed documents are there, and lots of cybersecurity experts are there who were behind that and looking into that and all. I believe, I'm not saying that will be perfect. It is a start right now. It will evolve more and more. Yes. And making things better.
Yes. Policies, legal, law, I totally believe it. It is a step towards change.
Yes.
But I'm saying more faster than the policies, technology have grown. Like AI video call, AI video proxy, like AI proxy have increased, and we have, me and other guests recently spoke about it as well, like how vulnerable we are, how difficult it is for people to differentiate between AI versus the real. Okay, we are talking about if my mother calls me as an AI, I might sense. But what if there are a lot of retired people over 50 or over 60 years old? What if they get a call from their children using AI voice and AI video? Immediately, because they are not in a position to differentiate.
Yes.
It is happens. AI.
It happens.
As a technology leader, as a software developer, as a problem solver, I ask you this, is there a way we can help these communities, especially people above 50 years, who has access to the technology but have a less awareness what's happening in the technology, a system to protect from these hardships? Is there a way? I'm asking you.
See, I am not I can't say like immediately there would be a way, but yes, of course, that is, and because these cases just came recently, right? People will be looking into that, that what could be the alternate for that. Like I told you, for the messaging, email, right? We have come up with that, right? And we are right now discussing with all those enterprises who can influence, because they are reaching out to the end users. Like suppose ICICI Bank is reaching out to their customers, consumers. They believe on that, okay, this kind of message, this kind of mails and all those things are coming up. That means it's a genuine, right? Now we have to make sure that it is genuine, because it is always coming via these kind of secure channels, right? If that adoption will be there, that is always going to be good. We are also, as I told you initially, we are trying to build a ecosystem of secured communication services. So these are just the two products. There is another also which we are working on, like a Ledger Live, which is for your audio and video calls, which will be also going to be as secured as like how it is, right? So there are multiple things which will come. Apart from that, I will tell you what you told rightly here, like laws are good, right? But only laws are not sufficient. We have to also look at like whether we are getting the good technology products to support that. So we are one of them. We are not only that option there, right? This year, there is a national COE, National Center of Excellence, right, which is a joint initiative of DSCI, Data Security Council of India from NASSCOM, and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MITI. So our both products got incubated this year. That has been selected, right? And they have not selected only our product. There is lots of indigenous India-based security products. Companies or startups are there who are part of them, and they are also coming up with a different kind of security products. Right. When you look at, you will find like, okay, yes, that is a completely another world. One world is like where they are trying to see that how they can make use of this technology to misuse that, basically not use but misuse this technology and make the things people will get trapped on into that. There is another world which is just working on like how they will be coping up with them and making the people's data information secure. Right. So yes, they are using AI, blockchain, Web3, whatever you will name, right? All recent technology, and they are coming up with the innovative products. So that's you can say a war zone. So there is a bad people in this side who are trying to misuse. There is a good people who are just trying to see that, okay, yes.
Because you have made a lot of apps, like you said, like for medical healthcare, for your child, for your wife's pregnancy, data for the doctors. That's the reason I was curious, because we are getting misused, because I see most of the calls I get, it shows spam, right? But I have the other question, like so many people have reported it's spam, and mobile applications or the mobile network itself, it recommends it's spam. But why don't they restrict it?
I will tell you, not the mobile network identify them as a spam. It's another third-party tool which is identifying that.
Yes.
Whether it's a Truecaller or somebody else.
Yes.
Whether those mobile company, like network company, are believing on that data, right? That's a question. See, I will tell you what you are talking about. That is good, and they cannot just go and believe. It's my own interpretation, right? Suppose I want to restrict your number. What I will do? I will with my all team, all my network, right? I will start always marking your number as a spam. And if that data will get believed, then mobile network will bar your number. Will you accept that? No, right? So with that only, it's just giving you, those tools are just helping you to know that it is spam. You have to be careful with that number. But with that information, mobile network cannot bar that.
Because I find,
because you need a system to verify that whether it is spam or not. Right? So that's the difference.
So exactly, because most of these crimes, like what we are discussing right now, happens through telecom network.
Yes.
Either through WhatsApp call, video call, internet, voice over, VoIP. So these are the things. Basically, network. You require network. Network is the primary channel, right? In the pipeline, they are the major stakeholders. So if it gets restricted within the jurisdiction of these networks, I think majority of these scams can be restricted. This was my my thought. That's the reason.
There is a two part here. One is like, okay, they are very easily make the systems vulnerable, right? And another thing is like the mobile network team also, right? The way we are giving anybody a new number, it is very fast, right? And that is also getting misused. Suppose if you look at those people who are spammer, right? They are not using one number. If you will bar also, right, that will solve the problem? Not at all. And by the time you will get to know that, okay, this is spam and that will get barred, it will take time, right? And the moment that will get barred, they will get the new number, right? So I don't think that is like a immediate solution, right? We have to work on like how we can make those things more identifiable, right? And another thing is identifiable in the sense, like suppose somebody is saying that I am from SBI, right?
How to validate?
Yes. So if the numbers, should not be just coming from the direct there, right? If it is some other channel which is always secure, and you know that this is where you are going to get it, right? Then you cannot make those system any cheating will be possible in that case, right? I just want to add one more thing. Like we are working on one more kind of product, right, which is usually for that service industry. So what happens?
Means BPO.
Yes, BPO, right? We get lots of sensitive data across the globe, because that site, India is also one of the hub. Not only here, right? And we are taking lots of data, we are processing, we are doing it, and then we are sending it back, right? And we have to adhere to lots of data protection, privacy, like a policy, multiple things we need to do at our end. But still, we are finding like a data is getting leaked. Right? It's possible. See, sometimes we say that okay, no device is allowed for our employee also. Right, we do not go with that. No, many restrictions we are having, but still it is getting right. So that what that tool does, right, and we have done like at the POC stage, right, we have completed that. So whenever you are getting a data, it can be done at both the sides, like from source or from the receiver, right? So source, if they are adopting this, so what they will do, they will send the data, but all those data, personal data, right, they will mark that these are the personal data, and with this APIs, right, this particular tool, it will get pseudonymized. There is a difference between the pseudonymized and the masking. Masking usually people use, where what will happen, if your name comes, your date of birth comes, it will be masked. That means it will not be shown, like it will be like a something XXX will come, like you will not be able to see. But internally in the database it will be, right? Your front end is not there, or your database side also you can do a masking. But many a times when you are putting that information to your system requires, suppose your mobile number field is there, it only requires the numbers. If you put like XX or something masking site, right, it may not work. Or if you are going to encrypt that, which will be like alphanumeric value, it will not work. The system will not be able to work. What pseudonymized does, it will change your values. So suppose a person Ram is there, his name will become John, right? Still the system will work. His rest data will remain same. Suppose his account number is 456,789, it will become 987654. Does not matter, right? But his rest of the amount or whatever is same. Your mobile number is suppose 98863829883 and something else, right? It has become like a 6546762.
Okay.
Right.
Won't that create a confusion for service companies, because they have
Why?
to call these?
Okay, calling will be different. I'm just talking about. It's not just the calling, but where the data processings are happening.
Okay.
Where the data processing is coming. I was one of the company, right? We were getting the data where all the person, right, from US and their credit card number, CVV number, expiry date, everything is there.
Yeah.
Right? And we are signing that as a developer also that okay, we will not reveal some document we have to sign legally. Whoever is working on that project. That and still you cannot guarantee that.
Yeah, it's still vulnerable. It's out there.
Right. Now you just imagine like they are in a peace of mind. The data whatever I have sent is just for them, that processing, right? That calculation of your account, and then you are adding some field based upon that and all those things, right? That is okay, fine. Whatever you are doing big data processing, that is okay. It's not dependent on the name. You are getting my point. It's not dependent on something like your CVV number. Right? The rest other things are same. So you have to, and it's not like always it will be only with those fields. They can just identify which fields they feel like it should get pseudonymized. It will get pseudonymized. And then it's coming. Or suppose they have not done that and we have received as a company. That time only I can use that, and when it's going to my team, it is going pseudonymized data. When their processing has done, come back, right? Even you are saying talking about the call and all, right? Because recently when we were doing one POC, and when the call center people, BPO people, they came and they told that what happens in that case, their system automatically takes the number and it's done and all those things, right? There is also a process, like it should not come that number to the caller. The application which is picking that detail, that time only it should get the number and it should get dialed. Right? So you have to find out which are the field you can just have the restriction. That's it. And then you can do that. So that is also one of the things which I feel like it can help a lot to all those regulated industries and where the data is very, very confidential. Right? And when I was talking about the ledger chat, I'm not saying that you cannot use it the normal enterprise also, like where regulations are not there, compliance is not there. The use case is different there. The leadership team, they should use that. They should not use WhatsApp. Because what about your conversation goes to your competitor? What you will do? Your HR when it group, they should be using that. All the communication should be it. It does not matter which company. Everywhere those data will be sensitive. Salary information, some other information, policy, all those things, right? Your project related team, when they are discussing, right? That is also. So again, I'm just talking about like, okay, this is having a very wide like a scope, right? Anywhere we can use. The security, data security is a paramount at this moment because we are floating all our data everywhere. Have you ever seen gone back and looked at like in Gmail or those places you can look at like which other some of the site we goes, and when we try to log in through Gmail or Google, we go there and we accept and all, right? Have you seen that past 10 years how many applications you have given that access and still it is required or not?
Maybe hundreds of. I don't have a count.
Right. And whether it's still required all the places?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. You just imagine, like, right? And they have that access. So how frequently we go and look back and all do that, right? There are multiple tools available for that. It will be able to tell you like which are the places you have saved.
Yeah.
And you can request for the delete, or you can restrict at your side, whatever possible.
Thank you for that. Yes.
Right.
So yeah, of course, the data is new gold, and people are mining it. Most of them are using it for unethical purpose. Like it is a need of the hour for us to adapt or have the awareness at least. That's one of the reason I decided to make a lot of conversation podcast related technology and with the technology leaders to take this message to people who are less aware or unaware of the situation, what's happening around them. Yes, so far it has been very thoughtful. I think we come to the end of our podcast. You have any closing thoughts before we wind up?
One thing which I just wanted to talk, because you people are from the ed tech, right?
Yes.
We have to also let the people not just know that technology, but also they should know that how to use the technology to make the life better. Not only them there, but how they can make the impact, right?
Okay.
There is a huge potential, and as I told you, not only the data security, there are multiple things. AI itself is having a huge potential. Blockchain itself is having a huge potential. We should look at like how we can also make a small impact with our presence, right? That is where as a student or as a learner, we should look at. Technology is changing rapidly. Sometimes maybe we will feel like we cannot cope up with that, right? Being in the technology industry, sometimes I feel like, okay, something new has come and I'm less aware of, right? So yes, of course, we have to keep learning. It's not like, okay, after learning something and I'm in this industry and I have to stop. We have to keep continuing on that side and see that what impact we can make.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.